Hello everyone. So in this lecture, we'll be looking at the animation montages. So we'll do the attack montage and the hit montage as is in this lecture. Um, so before I go to that, I want to actually fix an issue that I have overlooked in my previous lectures. And let me show that first. So if I have this small wall over here, right? I can actually, you can see that I move through these walls to the target, which isn't something we really want in the game, right? So for that, um, we need to go to the BP player character and open up the find based enemy to pounce. And over here, just after the for each loop, we need to do a sphere trace by channel. Okay. And the start location would be the location of our character, and the end would be the location of the enemy. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll collapse this to a function and call this check for collision before teleport. Now this is the enemy reference. Okay. And the actors to ignore, we already have ignored self, so we'll also ignore the enemy as well. And its visibility is fine. Radius, let's make it to 50. And for duration, and we'll have a return node that will return the hit result and the return value if there was a trace hit or not. So from here, we'll do a branch and make sure it is false. So now, as you can see, we'll only go for the enemies that are within this side of the wall. So now if I go over here, I can no longer go outside this wall, even if I'm looking at them, right? So that's a good thing. And yeah, go back and make sure it's set to none. And once that is fixed, let us go ahead and create the montages. So I'm using the Lucy animations. So for battle, I will get one of the root motions and create a montage from it. So this will be am underscore attack 01. And for the head, there's code direction. So that is the back and montage head underscore back. Then we have the anim montage for head forward. Then we have the attack montage for head left. And finally, we have the attack montage for head right. Okay. So with all of these done, let's go back to the BP player. And over here, we'll do a play montage. And we'll get the mesh. And we'll do the attack montage now. So now let's go ahead and play. As you can see, we are doing the attack, which is good. But there's one issue. If I spam the left mouse button, I'll just go ham with the montage. So one way to fix that is to have these tags that we were using before within the montage itself. Okay. So I'll also remove all the tags except the teleport tag. And also I'll remove the retriggerable delay. So one thing to keep in mind in general to game dev is have little to no delay nodes as much as possible, because these are let in functions, okay, and they actually take down the performance of your game a lot, okay. So I'll show you the solution for it as well after I make the notify state. So if we go back to our free flow combat system blueprints, I'll create a new folder. I'll call this anim notify states, and over here I will go to blueprint class. Under all classes, search for the same anim notify state. Click this one and select. So I'll call this anim notify state combat window. And also another thing is I need to add a new tag over here. So this will be under player states itself. This will be combat in progress. So this will actually stop us from actually going ham if we uh, trigger the if we press the left mouse button, okay. So in the attack montage itself, under notifies, if you right click, you will go to the notify state and you will see that you have created this combat window. So you can move this window with the left mouse button, but now if you press and hold the shift button, you will see that you can move the sequence as well with the mouse, right? So this allows us to actually get a perfect idea of where we want to start our next combo. So that will be that, and for the front it will start here, okay. This is where our combat starts. So now once we have done that, let us go ahead and open our notify blueprint, and in this one you will see under functions you can override um, two of the functions that we would require is the notify begin and the notify end, okay. So in the begin notify, we have the mesh component reference. From here we can actually get the owner of the mesh, okay, and from there we can get component by class, and this one would be our free flow combat component. Make sure this is valid. Always have a valid check because we don't want the game to crash if it can't find it, right? And from here we will set the tag, and this tag is our combat in progress. This is at notify begin, okay, and set it to true. We'll copy this. The end will be almost similar, exactly similar, except the tag. And the tag for this one will be in combat. Okay, and set it to true. And now once that is done, and when it is completed, we want to use a set timer by event. Now this will allow us to reset the tag, and now this works similar to a retriggerable delay. I'll make it 0.5, make sure it's not looping. And over here, we'll get the component and set the tag to idle. Okay. Now let's go ahead and check. As you can see, once the combat window has finished, I can attack again. And once it changes to idle, I can move again, which is what we want. Also, yeah, this window is a bit too far, so I'll probably end it over here. So it allows me to move to other enemies as soon as I land the punch, right? So yeah, you can actually play around with the window, okay? However, it is good for you. I think for me that is more than enough. Um, I'll also make it 0.8 seconds. And once this is done, I want to actually add the um, attack, sorry, the hit montages of the enemy. And one of the ways to do it is using interfaces. But since I'm actually using components in this lecture, I will stick to them. Okay, so even for the enemy, I'll make a actor component and call this the enemy com. Okay, so over here, I'll create a function first. Now this will be the mm, hit direction. I'll call this the get hit direction. Okay. Now this will take an input that will be an actor class, and this is the instigator of who hit the character. And from here we'll get the actor location. We also need the actor location of the owner. So this is, since this is a component, we need to get the owner. Okay, from there we can get the location. We also require the rotation of it. Now what we need to do is we need to get the look at rotation. So this is the rotation for an object at start location to point at target location. So this gets the delta rotation that we need to move, and now we will again get the delta rotator. So this basically normalizes these two rotation. Okay, and from here we need the z, and this z will actually give us the direction of the attack or the montage that needs to play. Okay, so this would be the hit direction. Now in the event graph, I will make a custom event, and this can be pure since there's nothing we are passing from. We are only getting the float value. So from the hit, yeah, we don't need it over here. We'll get the play hit montage. Mm, no, again, I don't want the montage to be here itself. On the enemy component, actually we can have it, doesn't matter. So I will play montage. Now the what I can do is in begin play get owner. I can cast to character since the base is always the character. I can do that, or I can actually directly go for the grant because that would be our enemy base, right? PP grant, and from here I will promote this to a variable. This will be owner reference, and from the owner reference I will get the mesh, and the montage to play will depend on the direction that we have, hit direction. So I will do a select, and not a select, I think first of all we'll have to check a few ranges. Okay, so the best thing is let's first check what the directions can or will be. I'll make it to non-pure, since actually never mind, make it to pure, keep it pure. Now go back to the player over here. Also in the enemy grunts, go to character, open up the grunt. We need to add the component over here. That is the AC enemy component. Okay. And if we go back to the player, we have the FCC. We can get the current enemy. We can get the hit direction. Right. We need to get component by class, that is the enemy comp. Need to make sure is valid. Now this is only temporary because we will also make we'll also check for collisions, and depending on the collisions we'll get the enemy from there directly, okay, not from here. So this is just temporary for now. Now from here we'll get the hit direction. Instigator is self, and I want to do a print string to check where the enemy hit is from. Now I will actually move these two behind so I can have a better idea without the issue. Now, as you can see, it says -1. Also, yeah, we cannot attack because it is the same enemy. Uh, that is something we need to do. We made a check over here that if it is the same enemy, we shouldn't be going as for it. So I can remove this code over here. I'll change this one as well later on, make it better. So as you can see, now this is -2. This is -83. Now this is -74. Now this is 85. Okay, so we are getting the directions. It's in first, but we are getting the direction. So I'll go over here onto the event graph, make this color in red so we can understand which one is the um, direction properly. So this was -2 if I'm attacking. So if I change this one should give me -78. Yeah. So this one is giving me -5 again, which is inversed, but -90. So in the enemy component, that is because the start should be the enemy and the target should be the player itself. That's why. So now it is -1, -90 on the left, +90 on the right, and -77 on the back. So if I rotate again 90 degrees, this is -90 on the left, on the right is positive, front it is 2, and behind it is -167, which is good. So now we have the directions in place. So in the enemy component itself, again, what we can do is event graph. From the direction we will check for in range. Now this in range will have to divide this ranges, right? So let's say this is the front side, right? So this is this is 0. So this would be -45. This would be 45. This is 90. This is -90. This is 180. This is 135. This is -135. Okay. So um, um, the ranges have to be 0 to 45 and -45 to 0, right? So that would be 1. So if it is within -45, sorry, -45 to maximum can be 45. So Hmm. Yeah. Now this would be forward. I will get, yeah, play, hit montage depending on the direction. Okay. And in the enemy component, so this is print string should be forward. Now, if this is in range of 45 to 90, sorry, 45 to 135. Now, this would be the right, right? And then if it is in range of 135 to 180, or in range to 179.99 to minus 135, right? Now this would be back. Otherwise, it will be left. I'll have to check this one. This might still give me, sorry, the forward one might still give me a wrong direction. So this is left, which is correct. This is back, which is again correct. Um, again, have all of these as different color. So it's easier for us to understand and debug. Left, correct. Back, correct. Right, correct. Right, okay. Forward, fine. Left, correct. Seems good. Uh, make it 90 degrees. Back, left, correct. So this, right. Right, correct. Forward, correct. Left, correct. Back, correct. This one was right. Yeah, that's fine. And the final, forward, right. That's correct. So yes, this is correct. So I'll go to the enemy component, and depending on the direction, we should play the montages, right? So how do I do the left, right, forward? Um, again, tag is the best choice, I would say. So I'll do a return. All right. Actually, I can uh, get head directions from the value of this. this will no longer be PO since I'm using a branch over here, and this one will be a gameplay tag, not a tag, just a gameplay tag. Hit underscore forward. All right, my bad. Hit dot forward. Then we will have hit dot backward. Then we will have left, and finally we have right. So the first one is forward, the second one was right, the third one is back, otherwise it is left. Okay, and from the tag itself, play montage, and the mesh will be the mesh. I already had it, right? Sorry about that. So from the mesh itself, I can do a select. Right. The tags do not have a structure. Oh, it's a pain in the ass. I think they should actually allow it as well. Tags on select. So we'll do a change a bit. We'll change it a bit over here. We'll make this an enum. So I actually hate using enum in Blueprint because if I have to add something later on, it messes up the uh, building packaging. So, but there's nothing we can do. So I'll just go ahead and we have this e attack states. I'll change the name of it. We're no longer using it. So I'll call this hit direction. And now this one would be forward, left, forward, backward, left, and the last one would be the right. Okay, there we go. In the enemy component, we will have e hit direction like that. So that is forward. This is, what was this? This was right. This was backward. This was left, if I'm not mistaken. And select. So this one will be again e hit direction. And we already have the forward, backward, left, and right. Okay. So now let's go ahead. So we have the get hit direction, and from the hit direction, play the attack montage. Okay. Okay. Go to the folder location, place the enemy. So that is the back. As you can see, it's going the proper direction. Yeah, there we go. Also, yeah, the leg, that's because we are still using Quen on the enemies. So I'll change it to AVP player as well on this one. So as you can see, if it is by the wall, I can no longer actually like, why is that? I think it can't find a proper location at that point, like if it's way too close to the wall. Mm, so let me debug that one out. I'll move this to the other window. So that is back, attack again, attack, attack. As you can see, it's stops over here. Best enemy to pounce becomes false. Now, yeah, there's a trace that actually there's a collision to it. Now let us check what this collision is. Get actor. SM cube. So yeah, we cannot actually find a proper place to actually land. And also, right, for duration, let's do it for duration. Yeah, so we might want to actually lower this place, how far this collision goes. Now this again would be the same as the teleport part of it, so we will end it in front of the that is fine, and we'll get the enemy reference for that. And now if we debug, as you can see, we are going near the enemy to attack. Also, we have the camera glitching a bit when we are way too close and the enemy cannot move. So over here, let's do something. We have the current enemy. We can check the distance to the get actor. Sorry, we can get the distance to self and the enemy, and if it is greater than, let's say, 100. And so this one I want to change this, make it to offset, and this offset will be 100. Okay, so if it is greater than 100, only then move to that place, otherwise at the location. We'll just get the rotation. Is in and out. So now if I am to move, yeah, as you can see, there's no more camera movement, but the character actually moves over there. See, the enemy moves out. So you also need to place the enemy in its proper place and not have him actually move out of the place that he is in if he's by the wall. So I'll actually get to that part later on, but for now I think this video is much longer than uh, I wanted it to be. Also, in the next lecture, we'll clean up this mess by making uh, hit collision checks, and from those collision checks, we'll get the enemy we are hitting and all the stuff related to that. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys, and I will see you in the next lecture.